Hello everyone and welcome back to Beyond the Veil background information. We're doing a character profile. We're still doing the sort of baddies from Reciprocity, but we're going to do like two more after this one, and then I'm going to actually do the characters that are from the Duchess of Hell story that I'm doing for you. So you'll start getting information about them as the parts come out. So hopefully that'll be interesting for you. Although, as I said before, I cannot for the life of me draw humans. Now, today we're doing a character that's not really a nice character to talk about, but yeah, I'll give you a quote from them, discuss some of my thoughts behind it, and then the character profile. So, this villain is Latrans. How lovely to see you again, Rufio. Sorry. How lovely to see you again, Rufio. I thought our last dinner went so well, and sadly it came to such a shattering end. But don't worry, no one's going to interrupt us here. In fact, here's a wonderful sofa I want you to get comfortable on and tell me all your secrets. Quote from Reciprocity. Of all the villainous characters I create for this series, the truth is most of them are in the grey because it's the sweeping generalisations made by the previous regime on who is good and who is bad. But this one is bad. He's an SW, so unlike Clay, he's not there to be helpful. But he is there to fulfill a debt, so there is some twinge of understanding within him. However, his preference is playing with minds, and he certainly picks on Rufio and Santino quite horribly. In fact, in recent chapters, not only has he infiltrated Santino's mind, but he's tried to take up Rufio, only to be held back for a time. He enjoys hurting people, and well, he's useful when he plays ball, but as soon as he veers off, that he will end up being a bigger problem. But at the same time, he might reveal a few things, so as awful a villain as he is in the story, this guy is important. His nickname is Mastermind, and I have to admit my inspiration for him has actually been from Mr. Sinister and the Shadow. I think it's the Shadow Master from the X-Men. Sinister for haunting my nightmares with his weird manner and the way he was always just disturbing, and Shadow Master for his mental games with poor Storm. I think it's Shadow Master. I can't quite remember, but yeah, the one who was horrible to Storm Aurora when she was a kid. So name Dr. Latrans, not sure if this is not an alias. Position SW, story featured in Reciprocity, role antagonist, gender male. Description long, beautiful dark hair, strange eyes that seem to change colour, although most often a golden sort of colour, tan skin, quite tall and thin, shockingly masculine with a deep voice, although at times he seems to distort the mind. Round the veil. Abilities is a dangerous form of which he can use various powers to control and transform into animals to manipulate situations, and most importantly, all he needs is a hair or blood in order to have full control of someone and what they do, and he can easily get into people's minds, affect reality, and really shock everyone. Master himself, personality persuasive, patient, melodious, terrifying, and most importantly, a fanatic. Relations unclear, although could be related to Juliana's client and is assumed from the same clan. History, no one is really too sure about anything with Trans. He purports to be Navajo, but there are no tribes that would dare claim him as one of their own. He is very much typical of his own kind, but it is said that unlike the others, to gain his pathway to the darkest sources of magic, he did not kill a sibling, as is more usual, but murdered his whole family and ate their hearts. Some say this is just the mythology around Mastermind, because he has such power and manipulates people's thoughts so easily, but some are not sure. All that is known is that he has always managed to duck out of trouble. He rather encourages the most taboo thoughts of others, and yet he has loyalty to Mayor Bundy that cannot be shaken. Some say they have seen him use his abilities for a greater purpose, but whether that is good purpose or a bad purpose is under debate. Nearly everyone that has been in his presence is of the shared opinion that he is the only source of darkness, pain, suffering, and destruction. I would be quite content to be the only being alive in the whole of the fallen archipelago. Final comments. I'm still debating how my character is going to end this guy. He might get put away forever, or he might not be the problem. He might not, but the problem is he's a second of 4 known, so it's a bit disturbing in that whole bit. But yeah, hopefully interesting for you. And yeah, thank you for listening.